Welcome to another edition of Play Ball with the Peoria Chiefs. I'm the voice of the Chiefs, Nathan Baliva.
And I'm Kevin Capie, the Journal Star, and we're up here in the 23 Club at O'Brien Field because today we talk with former Chicago Cub Bob Dernier, who was a teammate of that number 23, Ryne Sandberg.
Bob Dernier is now a rover in the Cubs organization in charge of outfielders and base runners. Comes to Peoria a few times over the summer to work with all of our players.
And they'd also take some cuts with Chiefs pitching coach David Rosario.
All that and more this week in Play Ball. Thanks for watching. All right, we're here for another Taking Cuts with, this time joined by our pitching coach, David Rosario, who was with the Chiefs as a hurler in 1987 all the way up through AAA, a long playing career. And David, who was the toughest hitter that you faced as a left-handed pitcher?
Stick Finley, center field for the Angels, back on winter ball. He definitely was the best left-hander hitter that I faced. Was really tough. He knew the strike zone, and he always fought quality pitches. And as a right-hander hitter, I gotta say Alonso Power. Alonso Power was also a guy that I faced on winter ball and AAA baseball, and also became a major league player, played in Japan, and now he's a hitting coach for the Mariners. He just got named. He was a great hitter and a lot of knowledge in that area. He got to be definitely, those got to be the best two batters that I ever faced.
Favorite bus movie?
Wow, that's a tough one. I mean, I cannot came out with something right away, but I gotta say probably Crash. Crash movie was really good a couple years ago.
What's the best advice you can give to somebody who's first learning how to pitch?
Dedication. Definitely, I believe that anytime that you want to be good at something, you have to be fully dedicated to that and put a lot of time into it, and definitely that's gonna get you better.
Kevin Capie, the Journal Star, here joined by Chicago Cubs outfield and base running coordinator Bob Dernier. Bob, a former Cub. You remember what you were like coming through when these guys were as a minor leaguer?
Oh God, that's kind of a loaded question. At this level, I was terrible. The scouting report, I was a shortstop. I think it said if he catches it, he throws it in the stands. Maybe he can play center field at this level.
Who was it like walking into that clubhouse the first time as a major leaguer at last?
Oh, well, that's a day you'll never forget. I remember coming out of, I was out of AA, and I wasn't on the roster. And the 1980 World Series champs to be were the club that was waiting on me up there in Philly. And my manager called me down to the office. I think we were down to his room. We were on the road, and I thought he was calling me down to talk about winter ball. And when I walked in the room, he says, "Well, I got good news for you." And I'm thinking, Venezuela, He said, "No, you're going to Philly." And I remember getting on the phone and calling my family and just having great joy.
That '84 Cubs team, what was that year like for you?
The '84 season? Oh God, it's still, it's brought up all the time. The Cub fans are very generous with their memories, and it's like a giant hug all the time. In that particular time and space, the ball club hadn't won in, I think, almost 40 years, and hadn't been to a World Series anyway. And so, we kind of took that off, that little piece of burden off the shoulders. At least we won the division, and there was great celebration. But probably what most fans will tell you is they really just enjoyed watching us play throughout the year. We had an energy about us, and never quit kind of attitude. We always hustled, and it was just a fun team to watch, and it certainly was a fun team to play on.
Take us through a typical month, because you'll be here in Peoria for a couple days, but then you also hit Daytona and Iowa and Tennessee as well. Yeah,
well, I just completed my April trip, and I saw every club except for this club. You can't see everybody, so this was the club I picked to basically bookend May with. I'll start the month with Peoria, and I'll finish the month with Peoria, and I'll get two nice, solid doses of them, about 10 games. And this bunch we have here this year, I'm sure the fans have already kind of got a hint, but I like to call them the wild bunch. They're gonna run wild until they learn how to be a little smarter. But they're always going to hustle and do a lot of the small things. Bunts, steal bases, the game that I love, as you know. So I'm real excited to be here and work with this group of kids.
How hard is it as a base running coach to try and rein in some of that speed? Because, a lot of these guys want to go, but you have to teach them how to be smart about it, though, I imagine.
You do, and, I was a pretty good player, but I feel like I'm a really good coach. I have a great passion for it, and I love to communicate the game and I think our organization has improved overall, base running wise. First thing I said is, hey, this is we. This isn't my school. This is what we do. And once everybody was on that page, I think it's been bought into, and the players treat the base running part of the game with respect and concentration. And I tell them it's like being a CIA guy. You know, concentration, intelligence, and accountability. And that's sort of who we are now.
And one last question. Matt Serta here the other night, the game-winning home run. You had a game-winning home run yourself, and inside the park home run. I mean, is that maybe one of the most memorable ones of your career, most memorable hits?
Well, I did that with Philly, and it was certainly one of the funnest plays I was ever a part of. But I had a game winner with the Cubs. I hit a bottom of the ninth piece off of John Franco at Wrigley. Sorry, John, if you're listening.
What do you take? I mean, what goes through your mind when all of a sudden, you know, down a run or tied, and all of a sudden next one swing of the bat, it's your swing of the bat, and the game's over?
Well, you know, and I never did hit many home runs, but that day, the wind was blowing out about probably 15 or 20 miles an hour, and I hit it just far enough to get into the basket. So, but the feeling, usually, you know, you're the first one to know. You know you hit it awfully good, so it's got a chance. And so the feeling's one of, I like to call it shiver in the middle of the back. You just kind of know. But I tried not to know. I tried to hustle out of the box just in case it hit the wall.